How's it going, fellas? I'm OrosZ, and this is the final episode of YAKUZA KIWAMI 2, and in today's episode we're going to... You know how YAKUZA 1 took place at top of a Millennium Tower? I think this game takes place on top of... Yeah, it does. It takes place on top of the building that Majima was building. The fuck was it called? It was called something like... I don't fucking remember. You may have noticed that the Sega logo is gone. Let me explain. So, like in Yakuza 1, where Sega did not allow me to record the finale of the game, it's really weird watching Yakuza not playing it. It's just like I've been... So, yeah, this isn't my footage, it's Shiraku's footage. I'm very fucking sorry about that, but I mean, for fuck's sake, why does Sega doesn't allow me to record the fucking finales of the fucking games? I actually played through the same section yesterday just to get to the end of the game, so I could start the premium adventure, because there's gonna be one more episode after this one, where I hopefully finish the, can I even take a screenshot right now? Where I hopefully finish the Majima construction things. That's gonna be my game. I'm very sorry. I was stealing gameplay. I am fucking stealing. I didn't even ask for permission. I was just like, you know what, fucking, if you really will get upset by that, I'll just fucking delete this. Nah, just be like, fucking, damn it. Really makes me mad. I'll leave a fucking link to his original video. But the good thing is, Yakuza 3 allows you to record the finale. Yakuza 7 does as well, so I wonder if Yakuza 4, 5, and 6 will do that. I imagine 4 and 5 will, because it's part of the same remastered collection trilogy. But I'm not sure if Yakuza 6 will allow me to do that. Yakuza 6 might not allow me to do that. It's interesting he's getting achievements in this section. So you guys never see when I get achievements. Because I'm recording footage straight from PS4 with this like recording feature. That's why when the game doesn't allow me to record something, I'm kind of fucked. There's nothing I can like choose in the options menu where I can like change it around, fucking get myself more. I think it gets less healthy. I don't know. Yeah, but either way, I'm really fucking mad about that still. I was really mad about that in Yakuza 1. I was fucking infuriated by that. But now, at this point, I expected them to pull this bullshit off. But again, why is Sega the only fucking company I fucking can think of that does that? Persona 5, entirely not allowed to record the whole game. You can't even record it. I actually tried recording gameplay and such at a Persona 5 at one point. Went back when it came out. Then I couldn't because it fucking didn't allow me to. I was really fucking mad about that. I like sat down, I played the game for like half an hour. I was like, oh, this game is pretty cool. Then I checked back on my footage and I found out I only recorded a minute of the opening, and then the game just went into, you cannot record this anymore. But I ignored it. I thought like, alright, if I was recording it the whole time, they're probably full of shit, right? They can't be for real, right? Like, you're kidding that I can't record the fucking game. I probably can, and it just like means that, oh yeah, I can't stream it. I think that was like my first exposure to Sega's bullshit. That's why I didn't know exactly what the fuck they were gonna pull off later with Yakuza. Or even worse, Sonic Forces, where all the cutscenes were unrecordable. So what I had to do in that game, I took cutscenes from YouTube, where like someone uploaded all the cutscenes. Then I took my footage, I edited the cutscenes back in, and then commentary on top. I still think Sonic Forces was the most tedious fucking let's play to do. Chinese Saber is insane, it fucking deals a lot of damage. Has a lot of durability, and they lay all around the fucking place. So I had fights picking them up and just beating the shit out of people with it. Yeah, so I actually did this finale yesterday. I kind of skipped the cutscene, so I was like, ah, fuck it, who cares? But you know what? Beating Ryuji was actually quite easy. At first I just beat the fuck out of him with a baseball bat, and then I actually beat him up. It's all thanks to the fact that Ryuji's moves are really slow, and I have a move that if I have heat build up, right? I have a move that if someone attacks me and I press triangle at the right moment, I can counter their attack. So I was constantly just like beating the fuck out of Ryuji. He would cancel my combo, try to beat me up, and I would instead just counter his attack and beat the shit out of him. That's some fucking tiger. What's it called? New School Classic. Don't know what the fuck. New School's kinda dumb of a word. Like, alright. I get what it means, because like the opposite of old school, when stuff is new and it's already cool, but like... With old school, it's kinda like it had time to become cool and people know about it. That's why people, I don't know, refer to fucking retro games as old school. Because they're old, but they're still fucking cool. Right? I don't think I need to explain what the fuck old school means. But the new school, what the fuck? Stupid term, I don't know, I don't like it. Nameless katana, I think those cost like about $1 million when you want to buy them. It's pretty good. I like it. It's really fucking cold. My hand's fucking freezing now that I picked it up. Chinese cleaver. I think you could have taken a different path and skipped these guys. That's what I did at least. Just going around them. I don't know. I'll give it like a 6. It's good. Nothing outstanding. This guy's carrying a fucking rocket launcher. See, that's something I was really mad about myself. That I had a rocket launcher in my equipment. And I haven't even used it once. Because I kind of fucking forgot I have it. But it could have been such a fun weapon to use on like the tigers. Remember the tigers? Me fighting a tigers with a rocket launcher in Yakuza? That'd be insane. Never once again. I kind of fucking... You know what I thought? Like, I'm such a small fucking YouTuber. Nobody probably is gonna give a fuck about the fact that I took this footage from somebody else. But if I were bigger, let's say I would actually earn money and people would people would watch this fucking video and find out that, wait a minute, this gameplay looks suspiciously exactly the fucking same as Shiraku's. Do you think me just not monetizing this video would like be enough for me to not be such a dick? I don't know, I still feel like such a cunt. Because, you know what, last time I took footage for Yakuza 1 and Yakuza 2, Yakuza 0's finales, I went to the guy's comment section and I was like, I for like 2 sentences long, just typed in like, I'm very sorry if I come off as an asshole, but certain circumstances not allow me to record the footage for the fucking game, and I was trying to be really polite and ask him would he mind if I used his footage. And I don't know, thought I would like repeat myself for the third fucking time under someone else's comment section. And the other guy was really nice to me. And he was like, alright, sure, go ahead. So I was like, that's nice of him, even though people in the comments made fun of me for basically very kindly asking if I can steal his footage. But I was like, well, he allowed me to use it, so it's not stealing anymore. It'd be stealing if I didn't ask. Like, right now I didn't ask, but I was wondering if, like, I wonder if you get mad. I mean, I would get mad if someone took my footage. I guess, but the thing about it is that, well, I pointed out multiple times already that this isn't my footage, so I don't know if you are mad or not much. So what happened last episode? Last episode we... No, this is fucking cool. Last episode we... Sayama. Last episode was really short because I thought there was more before you go to the end of the game, so I was like, ah, fuck, there's nothing left for me to do, so I went to take dirty pictures of girls. As the last thing I'm gonna do. Which isn't the last thing, because there's still Majima construction. Bonus episode. More fucking people showing up. Yeah, and what was I talking about? Oh, yeah, and she found out that she's actually the sister of Ryuji, and the kid that they they abandoned to Omi Alliance. The first kid that we saw in the opening for the game, where like the mother tried to throw it out of the window, that was Ryuji. But later, what the fuck was his name? Kawara and that same woman had a baby together. He was kind of, oh my god. Oh yeah, I had that weapon before. I was like, what the fuck he got that from? A lot of side quests unfinished. Or whatever, and what? Oh yeah, so they had a baby and that was Sayama. Unlike what the game implied at the beginning that Sayama was the baby from the beginning of the game. But she wasn't. So they did like a little switcheroo, I guess. And the birth baby went to Omi Alliance, where it was raised. But there's something about Korean bloodline where it just fucking, like, even Ryuji. Actually, I don't think Ryuji gave a fuck about the fact that he's Korean very much. I think Ryuji, you know what, I don't even fucking remember what was Ryuji's whole point. I think he just wanted to destroy Omi Alliance. And he was like, well, while he's at it, he might as well destroy Tojo Clan. I guess he just hated Yakuza because he was fucking denied a normal fucking life. But, or something like that. But if that was the case, then why he wasn't denied a normal life? He was already fucking part of a Korean mafia. If he wasn't fucking taken in by Omi Alliance, he'd be fucking part of some fucking bullshit Korean mafia. I'd rather be part of Omi Alliance. They seem fucking way cooler. Honestly, this guy was way more of a pain in the ass to deal with than Ryuji. Because this guy has like a lot of counter moves. Ryuji just kinda either blocks or just like took by fucking hits. Oh. But again, Ryuji had a lot of health. So that's kind of what makes his fight really long and really tough. You know, it's something in Yakuza that I haven't done. In Yakuza, every time you finish the game, there's like this one boss after the end. I think he was in Yakuza 0 and Yakuza 1. I think I tried to fight him in Yakuza 1 when I played on my own, but I failed. He's like a super boss, and he has just like an enormous amount of health. And he's like the toughest enemy to deal with. That was close. Didn't have much healing items. The whole game, I had so many healing items with me that even by the end of the game, I still had like a shit ton of them in my equipment. Oh, he does have a counter. Alright, that's cool. This is what I was basically using on Ryuji the whole time. Jesus Christ, that was fucking close. Not to be a dick since I already installed this footage without permission, but I was kinda doing better, man. Nah, I'm sorry. Sorry for everything. Thank you. Oh, you know what's also kind of sucked against the Ryuji fight? The fact that... feel the heat, this is the mechanic I'm not super into. I feel like feel the heat should happen when you already defeat the enemy and you drown their health bar, right? Down their health bar. But in case of Ryuji's fight, he has like half of his entire red health bar, which is the last one remaining, and then you do the feel the heat thing. Which is pretty shitty, because what if I happen right now at this point to be doing really bad? He could still win. But no, because feel the heat and whatever. How much cash he got? Yeah, I got about the same. And there's these fucking cool items here, and they're so expensive, like the Fearless Binding. That sounds fucking awesome. I wanted to fucking buy that, but I couldn't. You know what, this footage is over an hour, so I'm gonna reset this really quickly. Alright. Hopefully it won't fucking... Hopefully my commentary will not be off to what I'm actually doing. Yeah, he has a lot of these items. I think, you know, like I was kind of trying to show you all these fucking stupid weapons you can use in the game, because they're kind of funny. But I guess he just didn't give a fuck, because he has a lot of it left. He has a lot of defense. I, on the other hand, had a lot of attack. But you can see that I had 200 health and 200 heat gauge, 210, I believe. Had like a lot of attack, where I had like 240 attack or something, but defense was only 200, so I guess he went with defense instead of attack. And also not spending points for some reason. I don't know. Maybe I should stop shitting on someone else's footage that I took. Why don't I record my own footage? Well, if I had a capture card, then maybe I would record my own footage. I wonder how much more difficult would that get if I had to record from a capture card. Cause you know, then I would have to like... There you go. Then I would have to like fucking... capture fucking... bullshit footage. Well, what guess I'm questioning is... Jesus Christ, I can't fucking put my phone together. My fucking head really hurts. Blame it all on that. And like, would it look better? Would it be smoother if I get some fucking good capture card, like a Delgado or some shit? Maybe I could capture the games and see, to capture a game in 4K and 60 FPS, the game first has to fucking run in that resolution. While in my case, since I'm recording on a PlayStation 4, the games were running on 30 FPS. And I'm not sure if they are running in 4K. I don't think so, because I don't fucking think my television supports 4K. So, what resolution they're running in? 2K? No. Especially after I rendered them too. Well, actually, it doesn't matter what they run, because the recordings are in 720. And then I up the resolution to 1080, which ironically makes them look worse, but at least YouTube recognizes them as 1080. Yes, my own videos look worse than when I record them. For a long time I suspected that to be the case. Dude, I just fucking put my can of Tiger into the glass of juice I had next to me, and they like fit perfectly. Holy shit, dude, that's so fucking surreal. Or whatever. Hell. What? Something that made me question something in this cutscene is that... Hold on, do they have modeled inside of their ears? So why does Sayama's revolver look so shitty? Yes. Is Ryuji gonna have a fucking change of heart now? They're brother and sister. I still don't fucking know what the fuck was that from. I can clearly fucking recall how someone said that, but like, what the fuck is it from? Some fucking YouTube parody or whatever. Like a short, like an animation. Someone goes like, they're brother and sister. Oh no. So I feel like Ryuji's kind of a dweeb. Hey, congratulations, Ryuji. That's nice, right? Ryuji has that thing with his brow kind of sticking out from the rest of his face, kind of like I do. Just fucking realized that. See? I kinda got that going on, except I don't have fucking side beats going all the way to the bottom of my chin. I don't got side views in the first place. One thing I didn't understood in Ryuji's story, and I just thought that he was just an asshole, is that why does Ryuji hate his adopted dad, which is this guy? Oh, he took her in. Okay. She left Ryuji behind. What do you mean he took her away from you? What, they were also in a relationship? No, I guess she didn't want it to. Maybe he wanted to have a wife, so he took like the survivor of the Korean mafia and her child in. But then why did she left? Yeah, exactly. She kinda did. Oh. He's gonna hate him because... Yeah, we're a little bit too far into this shithole to now fucking get... for it to get better all of a sudden. See, this is the part I don't get. Like, why is he such a dick to his dad and doesn't appreciate anything he fucking got? Like, is it like he's seriously such a loyal fucking, you know? I don't know, he's just fucking butthurt about not having a mom. I think he's gonna kill him. I think that's how that happens. And I don't, you know, I won't let that happen. And now Sayama wants to shoot me. But we're gonna fight. You know how I was talking about monster movies this whole fucking playthrough? Because I felt like, oh, you know, kind of fits in. Japan, monster movies are in Japan most of the time. Except for the King Kong movies, but whatever. I was watching Pacific Rim is what I'm getting at. And... you know what, I really like to fight the robots and the monsters. But... nothing else. Settings, and the only character I liked was Ron Perlman. Because I just like Ron Perlman, but also did like the weird quirky scientist, so yeah, anyway. We're going down an elevator or some shit. I wonder why Majima's not in this cutscene, like it's his construction site we're fighting on. Oh? Calling her by her name? Or are we? Because I thought Kiryu's first name was Kiryu, not Kazuma. So is Kazuma Kiryu? That's his full name? That's his first name Kazuma? I thought it was the other way around. And I looked it up on the internet one time and it was the other way around. That's what they fucking said, like his first name is Kiryu. So it's like, what the fuck, man? Yeah, this is what I was pointing out before, that Ryuji's kind of a weeb, carrying this fucking katana everywhere he goes. Does the katana have some backstory to it? And the funny part about it is that, well, when you watch him fight with it, he just kind of waves it around. He's like not very good at fighting with a sword. He wields it like a fucking bat. A sharp bat. See, this doesn't seem like a fucking proper samurai way of fucking wielding a katana. Just kind of waving it around as violently and forcefully as possible. He even does a little fucking like at the end of his third swing. He even kind of stumbled a little bit. But I won't take it away from Ryuji. He is fucking cool. Ryuji Nishiki. Who was the villain of Oh, I fucked this part up. Oh, yeah, he didn't. Shiva, I'm so sorry. What was I saying? What the fuck was the villain of Yakuza 3? The CIA guy. No way, Yakuza 3 hit like that. It kinda hit that thing where like there was one villain, but there was like another overarching villain who was like behind everything and for real. I forgot the name of the main villain, but it was like a guy. He was like a new character, right? It wasn't a reoccurring character, and he was. See how much health he had left? There was a new character. He was just like a leader of his own family at this point, and he just. At first, he seemed like he was cool, but then at the end, you kind of find out that he was kind of a dick. And honestly, he was even worse than Ryuji in the case that he was like, oh man, I had nothing, but I rose to power. And now I got everything, and I don't appreciate how everybody gave me chances, and Daigo was actually a nice friend. But in the end, you know, you fight him, and he gets like a change of heart. He saves you from the actual villain, who's like the fucking... who's like a CSI agent. Fucking choo-choo. Next station, strangulation. Sorry I killed your son. Kind of happened, you know. How does the movie begin? Yeah, so there's monsters showing up. They emerge from the Pacific. There's like a crackening kinda at the bottom of the Pacific, and monsters came out of it. And it's really hard to fight them, so I guess the world united. Not like the world united to one nation, but the united in the fight against the monsters. Building a bunch of fucking robots that are like giant mechs, and they call them Jägers, because it means hunter in German. But it makes me... But I was just like, why don't you just call them mech suits? And let's assume that there's actual mech suits already existing, and these are like way bigger. Why don't you just call them super mech suits? Because calling them Jaegers is stupid. Because I just kept thinking like, oh cool, Jaeger's a cool German word for hunter. But it's like, well, what if, let's say in Ukrainian, hunter was piss pussy bitch. Would you call mech suits piss pussy bitches? I don't know what is hunter in Ukrainian. Let's say it is piss pussy bitch. Look guys, Terada's alive. Remember how he got shot at the beginning of this fucking let's play? He's alive and well. And I kid you fucking not. The guy who in the first game saved Haruka, saved us from Jingo, who was such a shitty villain, but I for some reason remember his name. It's just a dumb name too. It was just so stupid and actually hard to forget him. He faked his own death. He saved Kazama too, Kiryu's dad, in the first game. He was a huge ally to us in the first game, and then he became the Tojo chairman. But it turns out, this was all part of his plan. Because he's actually, I kid you fucking not, another survivor of the fucking Korean mafia that was shot up by Kazama a bunch of years back. I don't know why, but I just feel like this part of the story got really fucking ridiculous and a little out of hand. Everybody's a Korean gangster. Sayama's a fucking child of a Korean gangster survivor and a cop. Ryuji's a fucking child that survived the Korean mafia war as well. Karawa's ex-wife was a fucking Korean mafia remnant. Terada's a Korean gangster. This one cop person was a Korean gangster. There's so many fucking ex-Korean gangsters in this story. It's fucking out of whack. You know? That's why I don't like Terada very much. He's kind of the dick. Kind of has a similar haircut to me, but that doesn't mean I like him. Except mine looks better. And I don't have such a huge fucking chin. Look, it's this fucking asshole. From the beginning, I think he was like the very first character we saw in this game. Ooh, he has servants giving him light. What does this guy give him a blowjob too? This is fucking stupid. For how long can you fucking possibly hold a grudge? Don't you think at some point these guys would be like, you know what, this war is pointless, this makes no sense, we should just move on with our life? No, they're gonna stick to revenge no matter what. Really annoying. Yeah, I don't know what this is supposed to be. It's like a bomb. This is the last one. She did. Her father did. She had nothing to do with that. Man, these guys are dumb. Are you sure? Yeah, I think he is insane. I think you're right. So what was that about Kawara shooting the guy? Because I thought it was Kazama who shot. No way, Kazama left him alive. No, Kazama left the other guy alive, the guy who like sold out the Korean gangsters. Then Shimano was there too. But I guess Shimano died in the first game. Shimano died in the first game, but we still fucking saw him in Yakuza 0 and then Yakuza 2 in the flashbacks we saw him. Which is kind of funny. In Yakuza 7 he makes a little bit of a cameo, along with Kazama and Kashiwagi. What new revelations will we discover to this stupid fucking cutscene we've seen about 5 times already? There's this cop, he's dead already. There's this generic guy with no name. And I guess the other guy's Terada. See, it's the cop and Terada. And look, it's Shimano. He's the one killing everybody. Not fucking surprised. He's fucking ruthless, unlike Kazama, who left some people alive. He turned his back. He could have easily shoot him in the head, but he didn't. Was I talking about Jaegers? Yeah, so there's 2 dudes, because the Jaegers have to be piloted by 2 people because they're piloted through like their connection to their brain. Oops. Oopsie. Fucked up. They're piloted through like a link to their brain. And one person can't fucking take it or they'll fucking die. You know what I like? They got into like this backstory of this whole war, because I think the movie takes place in 2020 or 2025. I think it's 25 because it begins in 2020 and it like reveals like, oh, in 2015 or whatever. There's a little Kiryu. Oh look, they saw each other. Are you fucking joking? Are you saying that Terada from that point knew what he will have to do? He fucking scripted his entire life and knew exactly what to do. Whatever. What was I getting at? It's a shitty outfit you got, Kiryu. You're not the best fashion-wise. Stop looking at Koreans. It's just gonna make it worse in your future, man. It's gonna look back at you with a gun at your face. Look, Terada got fat over the years. He looked decent here. I could hardly recognize him. I like to imagine Terada was stumbling through that story and just like smoking, so it's like 20 minutes later, when he finished with the story, everyone's like, oh my god, just fucking get to the point. You're a dick. You know that? Yeah, they showed like the robots and like the first fight against the first monster who had like a hammer for a head or whatever. And they said like, oh, it took like an entire week of just blasting it with everything the military got to finally take down the monster. So they built the robots. And I like how they showed the like older robots are like more bulky. But I guess it's implied that they're more sturdy because later in the movie there's... Well, there's two brothers, and they're like the best at it. They have a robot called Gypsy Power or something, Gypsy Monster, and I was like, why Gypsy? What the fuck does that have to do? Are they fucking gypsies? It's a weird name for a robot. And they're like the best of the best. They go to a mission, but they fuck up. Which I guess the movie implied that the fault was that they were too ambitious. Like they thought of each other like they're the very fucking best. So, but they had a mission that a robot, I mean a monster emerged from the ocean, but there was like a fishing boat that they had to save because they couldn't just let people die, right? So the robot went to save the boat, but they were attacked by a monster. But, like, in my opinion, they just did, like, you know, what they had to fucking do. They fought the monster. Like, if they tried to run away, the monster would definitely catch up with them. These monsters are really fast in the water. Yeah, we're gonna have to fight fucking Terada now. Kind of a bummer Terada was such an ally to us in the first game. Now he's a dick. Who the fuck cares, right? Oh, my neck. Yeah, Terada also has a Uzi, so that's nice. Dajin Kim, that's his real name. He has this stupid ass fucking sidekick. That's his fucking side. I blasted Terada with a rocket launcher when I got through this fucking part of the game yesterday. It was really funny, just like, he lost all of his health in like one fucking shot. I also failed to do this and I was like, Jesus Christ. Fucking got hit in the fucking face with this shit. Insane. Also the sword I have is like fucking funny. Shrakuhez, I'm sorry. Oh, he's not gonna reload. See, Terada should have studied fucking martial arts this whole time instead of fucking playing with guns. Plotting his revenge. So his brother dies, and the guy with his like last effort goes to Alaska for some reason, and he just like collapses because the robot is like barely functional, crashes in Alaska. The guy comes out of it, he faints. And we cut back 5 years later, so at this point I assume this movie is taking place in 2025. And the guy is working at a construction site, and it just made me curious, like, well, he's the pilot of a giant fucking mech suit robot. Don't you think that means he's officially like a military man? Don't you think they're gonna go look for him? And they just abandoned him or whatever? Or is he like, is there some kind of cutscene where he says like, I'm not going back? I lost my brother, there's no point of me going back. I'll never have anyone that I would work together just as good. Also, they mentioned how the guy is like a really good fighter, but I was like, is he a good martial artist or is he a good street fighter? Like he's good at improvising in a fight like Kiryu. Kiryu would make for a great fucking pilot for a robot. See? And he's not. And what the fuck was I getting at? Kiryu! Madaya! Trying to recap the story while the other story is going on is kind of hard. And so he works at a stupid construction site where they show him walking around with a giant backpack around construction equipment that's Seems like he would fucking fall off really easily. And you know what I have to say? I don't even remember this guy's name. The main character, I just called him the pilot. Yeah, I got shot. Whatever. It wasn't me though. It was the other bad guy. Is he a Korean mafia gangster too? Remember him? You guys seriously remember him? He was one of the Omi Alliance captains. He showed up like once in this game and all of a sudden he's back. And it turns out he had some plan in all of this too? Yeah, so I guess he's meant to be the ultimate villain, but he like done nothing in this game so far. Terada, I guess, was his friend. He's behind all of this? You gotta be joking. Oh jeez, nice shot. No, so he was behind all of this, but Terada was doing it. Is he a Korean gangster or not? Tell me. Is he actually also a Korean gangster or not? No, they just wanted to get rid of Tojo clan, I guess. And you know what? I'm gonna spoil you something. Tojo clan finally collapses in Yakuza 7. By the end of the game, it's not existent anymore. And I think Omi Alliance isn't either. It's just like Yakuzas are gone in Yakuza 7. Kind of a bummer. Despite everything, I still kind of felt bad about all of this. There's a fuse. Not sure what the significance of it. Is the fuse important to defuse the bomb? Terada got shot again. And the Yomi Alliance leader is fucking dead. I don't think this old man's gonna recover from this. But you know, who's gonna lead the Yomi Alliance now? Because Ryuji dies later. This guy's dead. This guy's gonna die. The other guy we killed before in the Golden Palace. So it's kind of like every important captain in Omi Alliance is dead after this game. Will they get new captains? I'll give him that, he has a Beretta and that's a cool gun. Well, he died. Still said quite a lot for him dying, man. That's not a Beretta, Is it? Actually, I don't fucking know. So he goes back to the whole base because it turns out that the robots are not gonna be supported anymore. Which I felt like that's the stupidest fucking thing. There's monsters emerging like every other week from the Pacific Ocean, and the whole world wants to cut fucking funding for the giant robots that are like the only thing defending the Earth from them. Yes, so Terada's dead. Can he finally die? Because nobody dies from one shot in this fucking game. Is he gonna defuse the bomb? Boop. He pushed the button. So maybe Terada was the shitty chairman on purpose.
Nani?
Oh, there's a giant nuke. Is it a nuke? It's some kind of bomb. It's a big bomb. 10 minutes till it blows up. And this guy's freaking out. Shooting a dead man for no reason. Oh my god, how dare you do it. Jesus Christ, what is happening in this cutscene?
桐生一馬お前には撃てない
But you know who can?
人を見殺しにできない
There's somebody that can do it. Ah, shit.
バカな男だ
Take a guess who's gonna save me from this guy.
お前もあの男のように死ね
Yes, it's everyone's favorite Ryuji. I don't know where he got a gun. Did he get a gun this whole time with you? I would like to see, like, shoot the fuck out of him. That's so fucking mad. Where he got a gun from? Got a gun with him? How is this guy alive? Because they're blasted in the chest.
お前みたいなバカに裏をかかれるとは
Ryuji's the best.
男はのバカなくらいでちょうどいい
Yeah. So I must be one hell of a man.
所詮天下など取れんのえ
Oh, it would be funny if he still got up and was like, "Oh, you shot me right in the face," because they just speak so much even though they're being shot. It must be really sturdy not to bleed out right now and still be able to get up and fight. Especially with Kiryu's fucked up shoulder right now. But then again, Ryuji's also has 2 bullet holes in him.
一匹でいい
The best part is they have bullet holes in the exact same spots.
そ
They're
の
like
通り
mirroring each other, which is ridiculous.
ちょっと何して
Is
る
that supposed to be like the
爆弾のスイッチが入
like
って
the
るのよ
opposites of each
あと
other?
5分で爆発するわ
ねえ
I don't know, symbolism, symbolism.
もっとしてきよって早いとこ蹴りつけようやないか
Ooh, I had a hot dog for breakfast and with this barba just reminded me of it.
早く逃げるの
So
よ
good. It's really good. What was I talking about?
や
Fucking
めてよ
Pacific
ここから
Rim.
逃げましょう
Yeah, so we get introduced in the base to a bunch of quirky characters. There is Knives, Scott Pilgrim.
お前は行
I
け
think her name was Mako, but she looked like Knives.
そして生きろ
And I was like, oh, here's the love interest.
俺にはまだやることが
And if it wasn't obvious that she's the love interest. She has multiple scenes where she's like eyeing the fucking pilot guy, and then he like looks at her, and she's like, "Oh my god, I wasn't looking." And just like, "Oh my fucking god."
こいつの言う
See, what I hated about the main character is that he fucking everything he said in the movie.
何言ってるのよ
Was like
私は
in
もう
this
これ以
game,
上家族が
for
死ぬのは
example,
嫌だ
everything
好
Kiryu
きな人が
says.
死ぬのも嫌なんや
It's like fucking flawless because he's reading a script, right? He's a written character, but in this game it like goes
うっさやボケ
really beyond with it. It's just fucking like so over the top.
な
This game,
あわしら
every single character is just so
ボロ
fucking
ボロや
over the top.
どうせ
But
助か
in
る
that, in Pacific Rim, the main guy was just supposed to be like a, you know,
でも
like a normal dude, right? He's just kind of buff, but he's like a normal guy.
一
Then
生
everything he fucking said was like a one-liner, it just like fit perfectly.
兄ちゃんの
Like he had everything prepared what to fucking say beforehand. And I just hated him. He was stupid. There's a lot of shit going on in that movie, and it doesn't help that I left for like a couple of hours in the middle of the movie. I was watching it, and my friends told me if I want to drink, and I was like, well, shit, of course. And I fucking went to drink with them. Sam is going down the elevator. Because I guess Ryuji now fucking likes his sister. Doesn't want her to blow up.
さあお互い
So yeah, this is a pretty cool fight because it's on a timer.
いいか
Which I'm not sure what happens if you fail. Does the bomb just blows up when you fail and you gotta redo it? Or do you get a
手
bad
加減
ending?
はしね
Or you die? Well, you die at the end of this game either way.
え来い
Right? Yeah, you do. Kiryu dies. Nice. My head fucking hurts just looking at this. Gotta say this boss fight's fucking badass. It's definitely better than the one in Zero. The one in Zero is lame. There was like the final bosses were just like Majima fought the assassin guy who wasn't even like, I mean sure he was like an assassin, he was important to the story, but he had like nothing important to say. He was like the final guy, and then Majima, another main bad guy he fought, wasn't even relevant to his story, he just happened to fight him. And Kiryu fought the other guy who wasn't even that scary, and he like wasn't even, he was supposedly plotting behind the back, but he was just kinda lame. But yeah, I'm glad that Yakuza 3 at least allows you to record the finale, because at least that game I won't have to steal the footage for. I was about to start playing through Yakuza 4, maybe. Nice. Think I'm out of my tiger. Yeah, I give it a 6. Looks pretty alright. Yeah, so I kinda liked the movie, but I just didn't like any of the characters. Knife was pissing me off because she was like this cute fucking quirky girl who was like good at martial arts too. But now it's like fucking sexual tension they had between Knives and the pilot guy, and it never even paid off. They never even kissed in the movie. At the end of the movie they touched heads, which I was like, really, all this build up just for this? She was eyeing him and probably dreaming about her fucking him. Him fucking her. That's what I meant to say. Just to not even kiss at the very end when they clearly should, because it seems obvious that they both are into each other. Or Ryuji fucking got beaten the shit out of with a fucking sandal or whatever the fuck this is. Ryuji's bigger than Kiryu though. Never noticed that. He's fucking huge. Even in Yakuza 0 when you meet Ryuji, he's also huge. And when you meet Ryuji in Yakuza 0, he's like an elementary. And yet he's still enormous. You know, one funny thing about Ryuji in this game is that Daigo really wanted to have like a rivalry with him. Because they're both like in the same age. And Daigo is like a son of the Tojo clan. And he's like about to lead it. Ryuji's about to lead Yomi Alliance. They had the perfect rivalry, but Ryuji just really did not give a fuck who Daigo is. To the point where Daigo just gave up on his rivalry and Kiryu took it over. Which I thought would be ridiculous if like all of a sudden Daigo would show up out of nowhere. And he would fucking start like, he would like land the final blow on fucking Ryuji. Just because he lost a fight to him like a couple of years ago and he humiliated him or whatever. And he lost every other fight that he tried to fucking have against him. Man, Ryuji fucked up. Yeah, and then we get introduced to like other teams of robot pilots, because there's 4. So you have the main one, which later becomes the pilot dude and Knives. They later, you know, work together after they find out. Because when they fucking get into the robot, it's like they become one. So they like know each other's memories now. And the pilot finds out that Knives' parents were killed in a monster attack, and she was saved by their fucking lieutenant or whatever. Just like, kind of looked like Nick Fury without an eye patch. He used to be a pilot of a robot. He saved her, he adopted her and taught her like martial arts and shit. Big bomb in the middle, kind of blocking Ryuji from actually landing any hits on me. Which is pretty funny. Final boss. I don't feel very accomplished since it's not me doing it. Thank God we got the same arm length. And I got a stronger chin, I guess. Man, my head really fucking hurts. Yeah, and the other team is triplets, Chinese triplets, and they piloted the Chinese robot that has 3 arms that I thought was the dumbest fucking design choice ever, because it has one really huge left arm and 2 slightly smaller right arms, which they later fight a monster with by just like having saw blades on each of the arm, and they just start spinning. And I was like, this could be kind of cool if like they had the 3rd arm installed on top of the robot. You know, you could like grab the monster with 2 arms and then beat the shit out of it with the 3rd arm. But having 2 right arms, imagine having 2 right arms. What the fuck good would that be? It wouldn't. It would not help you. It would be fucking annoying. So I thought that was stupid. And you know what's even dumber? Like, when they show the Chinese guys inside the robot, you don't even see the 3rd brother, you see only 2 people. So I was like, where's the 3rd guy? Wasn't he supposed to be there? Yeah, they die in a later mission. A mission where... Yeah, so they go to a mission, but the gypsy doesn't go on a mission, because... There's a moment where, like, Knives is fighting with the captain guy. And, you know, they're like, oh, we're perfect, we're perfectly matched, let's try to pilot a robot. But then when they try to, Knives freaks out and she almost blows up the hangar that they were in. So they're like, you're not ready yet. So they go on a mission by these Russian guys, which are like, I don't think they ever say anything. But you can tell they're gonna fucking die. They pilot an old clunky robot, because I guess everything in Russia is old and clunky and fucking blocky as fuck. Yeah, and I don't know why, but the guy, it was like a duo, like a dude and a girl. And the guy had blonde hair and a black beard, which looked really dumb. And there was an Australian robot that was piloted by a father and his son. His son is like the biggest douchebag in that whole fucking movie. He was such a dick. I hated him. And I did not give a fuck about his redemption at the end of the movie. I was like, this guy's still a fucking asshole. I hate this guy. Fucking glad he died later. Not Ryuji. I'm kinda sad Ryuji dies. Ryuji's fucking cool. Probably the reason why they bring him back in Yakuza Dead Souls, which isn't canon, but Ryuji shows up in Yakuza Dead Souls. And he has like a robot arm in that game. I guess implying he survived the explosion. Oh, that I forgot about it. Haruka's there with them because it's safe. And I bet she wanted to fucking come. For real, Kiryu and Sayama relationship is like my favorite part of this game. This game so far is my favorite out of all the Yakuza games I played. I mean, I really fucking like Yakuza 7, but 7 is different enough too, right? Where I would say, like, it's my favorite out of, like, the ones where you play as Kiryu. You know, like the Kiryu's part of the story. Now, Kiryu's story is like 7 installments long. Do you think Ichiban's gonna get this many? Or do you think people will get fucking sick of Yakuza games? Like where can Yakuza go? Or they're gonna take it to space? Is Yakuza 10 gonna be in space? I would love that. I remember like at some point the designer of Yakuza said he wanted... Oh, why is this sound gone? Oh, because it has some copyrighted song? Oh, that sucks. Oh, look, they kissed. That's cute. That's cute. Maybe I'll put the music in myself. Maybe I'll fucking do it, because I don't give a fuck. Now it seems awkward, because even I don't hear anything. So they're making out. That's so cute, holy shit. Kiryu lost his virginity finally. Doesn't care, he's gonna let his daughter be fucking alone again. What was I talking about? Oh, remember the fuse Tirada dropped? What's that about? Kinda weird, right? Yeah, so Haruka is gonna be alone, but at least Kiryu got laid. So that's nice. Got a minute left. How much we got left? 13 minutes. Ah, jeez, this fucking let's play. Maybe what I'll do is I'll take sound from a different part of a video, from a different video that didn't fucking get rid of the sounds, and I'll put them back in. You think that's a good idea? I think that's a good idea to do. Oh, messing around with this fucking let's play, I swear to god. If only Sega allowed me to record this bullshit, I wouldn't have to do any of this. But nah, no, why would they ever do that? It doesn't even benefit them in any way. Why would they fucking do that? They're the only people that do that, nobody else does. Nobody else gives a shit. Ah, thank god the sounds back. Maybe I won't fucking put the sounds in. You'll just have a fucking part of the game that doesn't have sounds in it. Oh look, Majima. Yeah, so the Russians die, the Chinese guys die, the Australian robots goes out of power. They died. Kiryu and Sayama, they're fucking dead. Yakuza 3. That's actually Kiryu's twin brother, not actual Kiryu. That's a prequel to this game, actually. You know, that's how the story is so convoluted, even though it's basically a straight fucking line. It'd be funny if like Yakuza 6 was just like a prequel again. They should make Yakuza 0 2. That'd be funny. Like fucking Final Fantasy X2. That's why I like calling Yakuza Final Fantasy 10. I prefer calling it Yakuza Final Fantasy X. Because when you speak about Yakuza Final Fantasy again, when you speak about Final Fantasy 10-2, it just sounds really stupid. 10-2. X2 sounds better. Sounds actually kind of cool. Sounds like that's just the name of the franchise, Final Fantasy X. Or like a spin-off series, Final Fantasy X. Kind of like fucking Mega Man X. Which I'm still not really convinced to play for Mega Man X. Don't really care. I mean, fuck, I still haven't played Mega Man 11. Which I should probably get to. You know what, maybe I'll put the fucking... Maybe I'm fucking too lazy to do any of this bullshit. I need to take a piss. Drink all this fucking tiger. Yeah, so the Russians and the Chinese guys die. Nobody cares because they fucking got no development and you don't know anything about them. Australian guys go out of power and their brilliant plan is to shoot flares at a monster. They literally come out of their mech suit and they just shoot flares. Which I was like, what the fuck was that gonna accomplish? The monster literally launched at them as soon as they fired flares. But it turns out that the gypsy robot, piloted by, you know, the pilot dude, I still don't fucking remember the name of, and Knives, because I guess she got over her fucking fear or something like that. Yeah, I think she had like a talk with the pilot guy. And they destroy the monster. I guess they bring power to the Australian mech suit and it comes back to life, and or whatever happens to it. And a really cool scene, I think my favorite part of the whole movie, is when Gypsy Robot goes to China, because they were around China. It goes to China to fight another monster that emerged. And there's like a scene where it goes down the street and it's carrying like a giant carrier boat, like a sword, and I thought it was fucking badass. And it beats the shit out of the monster with a fucking boat, using it like a fucking baseball bat. It's pretty awesome. And it destroys the monster, and meanwhile before were introduced to two scientist guys. One like quirky fucking scientist where he's like a cool scientist, he has tattoos and he's like super excited about all the fucking monsters. And the other guy kind of more of a dorky scientist because he's fucking walking with a cane, he has a stupid outfit and a British accent. So you can tell he's a nerd. Because all British are fucking nerds, and and he found out that you can connect with a monster brain, because you know how when they get into the robot they connect their brains together. So he figured that if he connected his brain with the brain of a monster, he would find out all about the monsters, like backstory, and he would find out where they come from, because they don't come out of the ground. There's like a portal that opens up in Pacific, and that's where the monsters come out of. So you cannot walk in unless you're a monster. So he goes to China, he finds Ron Perlman, who has golden armor boots for some reason. He looks really ridiculous in this whole movie. He wears like goggle glasses and fucking has like a red suit and waves around a fucking golden butterfly knife, which is super fucking lame because I got 5 of them, so I know. And this part made me question, because the scientist guy goes there to buy a brain, a functional brain of a monster from Ron Perlman, because he's selling monster parts, and it made me think, if a monster dies in a city, don't you think the government would be the one to utilize, like, get rid of it and fix up whatever it destroyed, and like dispose of the fucking monster body? But apparently it's for the taking. Anybody can fucking do whatever they want with it, because Ron Perlman and his team of scavengers just fucking, when the monster dies, they just show up at the scene with like a whole crew, and they're starting to cut up the monster. And I don't believe that Ron Perlman is working for the Chinese government, because why the fuck would he be hiding inside of like a shop selling the monster products like in secret? But then he's not scavenging them very secretively. It's kind of out in the open. So it turns out the monster was pregnant, and a baby monster jumps out of it. It eats Ron Perlman, who I was pretty certain that he's gonna come out of it, because there's a scene when Ron Perlman realizes that the monster was pregnant, runs away. The monster like runs out of the bigger monster's stomach, right? But then it suffocates because what Ron Perlman says, it didn't develop enough. Also, Ron Perlman in this movie goes by like a Chinese name, but he reveals that he chose that name just because it sounded cool. It's just pretty funny, I guess. But I'm still gonna call him Ron Perlman because it's a way fucking cooler name than whatever they could come up with. And tattoo design, nice. Nice tattoos. And what else fucking happened? Yeah, and he fucking like stabs the monster with a knife, and you can see that he pulls the knife out of the monster, and I was like, oh, the monster's not dead yet. And it's not. It swallows Ron Perlman whole, and I was pretty sure he's gonna like come out of it. And also New Japan Pro Wrestling? What the fuck? What does that have to do with anything? With this game? Pro wrestlers were fucking involved in this? Maybe. Actually, Abe. Wasn't that the guy we fought in a side quest? Was he a real person? That's kind of funny. And yeah, and what else? I forgot. I actually did forget what the fuck I was just talking about. Ron Perlman dying. Yeah, he dies. And then the scientists connect with the brain of the monster, and they found out that the solution to how they wanted to finally get rid of the monsters is to basically drop a nuke to where the monsters are coming out of. But the scientist guys found out that you have to basically, you cannot walk in, you know, because it's a portal and only monsters are allowed inside. So they go to the bottom of the ocean with a nuke. They disguise, they have a pretty cool fight. GLaDOS, for some reason there's GLaDOS in the movie, and she announces that they're gonna fight with a sword. Oh wait, that happens before when they destroy the monster in China. The monster actually takes the robot and flies to space with it, and that's where they destroy it, and then they drop to the ground, which is pretty fucking badass. And they later go to the bottom of the ocean, and they fucking blow up, and I think Australian guys die. They sacrifice each other. Oh, I'm sorry, at this point it's not it's the son of the Australian son, but the father got replaced by their commander, the Nick Fury guy. Oh look guys, what's going on? Haruka's praying because Kiryu's dead.
私 ずっと忘れないよ。
Who's she praying to? Me?
寺田のおじさん、本当にありがとう。
The fuck will you not forget him for? Trying to blow up
あの爆弾
Kamurocho?
が偽物だったとは寺田が一番の役者だったな。
Yeah, I suppose you're
奴が
fucking
言ってい
right.
た通り、高島のことは心から信用しちゃいなかったのさ。
そうだな。最初から爆弾の新刊は抜かれていたわけだしな。
Why, you guys believe me that Kiryu would die? He doesn't even die in Yakuza 7. He's alive this whole time.
しかしまあ爆弾が起動した時はどうなるかと思ったぜ。
Yeah, I didn't like the characters in the movie, but I liked the fight scenes, the monsters and robots. That's all I liked. And Ron Perlman.
高島の思い通りに
The little, because he has a knife in his hand. I thought he would have cut himself out of
あ
the
の爆弾
monster.
が爆発しないことが分かっていたのか。
Oh yeah, the scientists used the monster of the
分かんな
smaller
かった
monster
Yeah,
brain
yeah, so
to
Saigon.
connect to the fucking
信じて
whatever the
くれていた
fuck. And kind of gets shown that inside of the Earth there's like a different dimension where like all the monsters live. So it's kind of like the Hollow Earth from the new MonsterVerse movies.
風間のおやっさんへの気持ちだったんだと思う。
And that kind of concludes all the monster movies I had that I wanted to watch. Maybe when I get to Yakuza 3 I'm gonna watch even more monster movies and tell you all about them. Cause why not? Who's that? It's my new girlfriend, Sayama, who I will be forever with and form a beautiful relationship. And Yakuza 3 will absolutely not destroy this. Will it, please? No? Spoiler alert, this basically gets thrown into the trash. Their fucking relationship developed over this whole fucking game that I thought was the best part of it gets thrown into the dumpster with Yakuza 3. Which makes me really dislike Yakuza 3. I mean, I like it, but not that part in particular. Fucking, I would understand if like they made Sayama just simply less important in Yakuza 3. Like make her at least show up every once in a while, but she literally disappears and never comes back. Gameplay recording resumed. Man, fuck you, Sega, you fucking asshole. Piece of shit. You made me steal footage. Because I fucking couldn't record my own fucking garbage. Anyway, see you fellas in the next episode. No wait, see you fellas in the next series, bye. No wait, there is no next episode. Never mind. See you fellas in the next episode, bye.